गुड इवनिंग। कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? घर में सब कुशल मंगल? सब ठीक? रेनी भाई, व्हाई यू लाफिंग? दिस इज सीरियस। दिस इज नॉट अ जोक। मैं देखो, जब टीमें जीतती हैं 420 ग्राम्स ब्रेक लेता है, क्योंकि वो हर कोई वाहवाकारी कर सकता है, भाई कोई भी कर सकता है। और जब टीमें हारती हैं तो हमारी बंदूकें बाहर निकलती हैं, कबर्ड से बाहर निकल के आ गए हम। आप सब लोगों को ये लगता है कि हम सिर्फ क्रिटिसाइज करने के लिए बैठे हैं। आप सब लोगों को ये लगता है कि भाई सिर्फ जब टीम हारती है तो जी बकवास करने आ जाते हैं यहाँ पे। दोस्त, ऐसे मत बोलो, दैट्स नॉट ट्रू। एज रिगार्ड्स टू द लास्ट गेम में हुआ ये था, जो आपके सामने 3 हैंडसम यंग मैन बैठे हुए हैं, जयदीप बासु, रेनेडी सिंह, रिचर्ड हुड, ये सब तैयार थे। लेकिन उनके साथ जो 2 नालायक, एक नालायक जो आया भी नहीं है आज शो पर, और एक जो आपके सामने भौ-भौ कर रहा है, उन दोनों के घरों में हो गई थी प्रॉब्लम। भाई हम भी तो बाल बच्चे वाले लोग हैं, कभी-कभी हमें भी प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, तो हमें शो करना पड़ा कैंसल। That's the reason we didn't come to the last game. But we're here today, and we're not just going to be looking back at the game between Mumbai City FC and Al Jazeera, which was the third game of that Champions League tenure. But we're looking back at the first round, in a sense, क्योंकि आप कह सकते हैं 3 मुकाबले खेल चुके हैं, अब दूसरा राउंड शुरू होगा, 3 मुकाबले फिर से आप खेलेंगे इन 3 टीमों के साथ। आज हमारे साथ शो पर है रेनेडी सिंह, जयदीप बासु, रिचर्ड हुड, और मेरा नाम है अर्जुन। रेनेडी भाई, good to see you. Jaydeep sir, good to see you. Richard, after a while, buddy, and good to have you back on the show. मुझे ना ऐसे इशारा कर देना या कुछ कर देना जब नींद आ रही होगी, because this is way past your bedtime, bro. This is like a 4 a.m. time for you.
Half past past.
Yeah. So just let me know. But Renedy bhai, I'm not saying take into account the 90 versus Al Jazeera. I'm saying take into account 90, 90, 90, right? And keeping in mind, and I'm sure you'll keep in mind, that you're playing in a place you haven't played this opposition too often. So, you know, there's that. You're trying to find yourself. And hopefully when you find yourself, as you grow by going playing, you find yourself. So over these 3 games, have you seen something? Have you seen a progression? Have you seen something to be proud of from an Indian perspective?
Result-wise, I think this is the best we can have. Winning 1-2 in the last match. I think that's the best performance result-wise so far. And we know that कि chances दूसरा टीम को काफी मिले in the first half. That we cannot hide, because if football is such that of course we can be happy about the result, but if you are looking for a longer run, we have to see that how many chances that they have got they could have scored. But again, result winning 1-2 and losing 1-0, okay, no one want to lose, but losing 1-0 yesterday also, if we look at the place where we have come from, the result what we have played, what we have got so far, I think I would say that we have improved from the first game.
You've improved. Richard, you haven't been with us while talking about Mumbai, because I'll get Jaydeep sir and after that. क्या देखा है सर आपको इन 3 मुकाबलों में? Richard, positive, negatives, anything, whatever you've seen. And have you seen something? Have you seen growth? I'm saying, because that's generally what you look for.
नहीं, growth तो मुश्किल है compared to the first game and third game, क्योंकि Al Shabaab is by far the best team in the group.
And surprised, they were so slow, but and they're still the best.
Yeah, by far. So मतलब despite that, to say that they've improved, you always look improved against let's say not inferior but weaker opponents. मतलब once you play the strongest, then the consequent games you appear to be better, because the quality of opposition also isn't as high as what we seen Shabab play. लेकिन observation के मुता, I mean, according to that, I think one thing for the City group, the guys who are investing in this, for them it's a big step, because they've got the brand into the highest levels in Asia. मतलब ये AFC Champions League में they get to see it, but over and above that they have certain ideals. मतलब across the group, across every age group, all teams, all entities that they own, they have to play football in a certain way, and that is being directed by what's happening at Etihad Stadium under Guardiola, the style of play at New York City FC, Melbourne City FC and things. So that will be the next objective, and I think they'll be weighing themselves up against that. I mean, over and above the results, are they securing superior possession? Are they having these larger amount of possession in the opponent's half? Are they creating these incisive movements, the combinations?
Isn't that far away? Isn't that really far away? I'm being realistic.
नहीं वही बोल रहा हूँ, but that will be one stick of measure for them. तो मैं क्या, I mean, based on this, next year do they have Asian competition or not? वो देखना है. मतलब ये यहाँ पे कितना दूर जाने वाले हैं. But everything following on from this will be to address gaps that they identify now, and that's how they operate as well. So maybe this will trigger some transfer movement. Obviously, we have 3 more games to look at. लेकिन अभी के हिसाब से पता चल रहा है from the ideals that they have in place, why they bring in these coaches and what's happening over 90 minutes, there will be a few more, maybe let's say squad churns that we'll get to see.
वैसे मैं आपको बताऊं, आई हैव गॉट इन टच विद द मीडिया मैनेजर ऑफ मुंबई, यंग बॉय, और यंग बॉय तो बोलना पड़ेगा, हम तो बुढ़े हो गए, डोंट कम माय फेस सेइंग दैट ही स्टिल 18, बुढ़े हो गए, तो हम ऑल दीज यंग बॉयज आर रनिंग दीज प्लेसेस इन दीज टीम्स, सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेट एन इंटरव्यू विद जाहू, so he told me यार भाई जाहू की इंग्लिश थोड़ी ब्रोकन है, तो I don't know if that will work out for you. I said भाई जाहू is a personality, he's a strong personality in that dressing room. I would rather talk to him because he can tell you exactly the ins and outs of what this team is trying to do, how they're trying to go about it. Jaydeep sir, बताओ सर क्या देखा सर? अपवर्ड ग्राफ देखा, स्ट्रेट ग्राफ देखा, डिक्लाइनिंग ग्राफ देखा, जिगजैग ग्राफ देखा, और ग्राफ में कह रहा हूँ फ्रॉम फर्स्ट मैच टू थर्ड मैच, या फर्स्ट हाफ खत्म हुआ ना आपका भी, उस तरह के।
तो ग्राफ में तो कुछ देखा नहीं, ग्राफ देखने के लिए तो अभी यू हैव टू वेट फॉर सम मोर टाइम, परहैप्स a few more years ग्राफ देखने के लिए। हाँ, but it was a see we I'm an old fashioned man. That is most important to me. As I told you, I'm an old fashioned man. I don't believe in positives, gaining positives and all these things, because the positives, all positives actually turn out to be negatives in the end. So
you don't believe in intent, execution, process?
Absolutely not. I'm an old timer. I still think the result of the match is always very important to me. So, and when a team has won, they have won it. Whether the other team was tired, whether they have played for 90 minutes for too long, whether they were going through Ramzan, whether they were having fast, I don't care, because we have won. That's all. One team has won. So that way, it's a great result. But if you ask me about progress and declining, neither progress nor decline. So, see, this is not the first time that Indian club teams have done well against best of Asian sides. If you remember, Renedy will remember. Renedy, of course, was a very small boy at that time when East Bengal beat Al Jazeera 5-3, 5-2 with Chapman. Poor man is no more with us. He himself scored 3 goals in that match. The Iraq Club and the Iraq Air Force Club, both were in India in 1997. If you remember, 1996, they were playing the Durand Cup and the IFA Shield. In both the finals, they lost to JCT. I still remember Stephen scored both the goals. Like East Bengal beat Pass Club of Iran. That was Pass Club used to be at that time the best club in Asia. They beat them in the IFA Shield final. They were also great results. Like 2001 World Cup qualifier, India beat UAE. Renedy was there. That's a great result. But everything has gone up to a one-off result. उसके बाद हम बहुत ज़्यादा आगे नहीं जा पाए। हाँ, वो मतलब I'm not saying that this time they won't go, because I'm not an astrologer. I don't know what will happen next time. But
नहीं, पर आपको एक्सपर्ट का काम है यहाँ पे प्रेडिक्शन करना। ये तो स्पोर्ट्स ब्रॉडकास्टिंग में आप देखिए हर जगह।
अगर उस हिसाब से if you ask me, then I am very cautious. All I can say, I am very cautious, but I am extremely happy the team has won a match.
I'll tell you why. It's a very nice point you put out there, Renedy, why? Because so you have these moments of boom. I call them boom moments, right? Tuck, boom moment. आगे जीत गया. First game ever you won in the Champions League, and then this Champions League, whatever. I mean, Now, what really matters is how you cash in on that moment. If in 97, 96 JCT won, after that they didn't cash in on it because again you didn't hear anything of a JCT doing something there, or in East Bengal.
Or
Same goes with Mumbai.
2001 World Cup qualifiers. 2001 World Cup qualifiers, which Renedy was there. You asked him, India had 11 points in that tournament.
But Renedy, that's my point. I'm saying this format is a unique format. That you are playing 6 games in the space of 2 weeks. You've played 3 of your games. You've churned in. गाड़ी अब पीस लिया आपने, मशीन पीस दी है. अब आपके पास 3 मौके हैं. I'm saying, can we expect more from what we've seen from this team, or is this pretty much what we're going to be seeing in the next 3 games as well?
Of course, we can get better. लेकिन इतना difference भी नहीं होगा कि of course we cannot be a world beater in few days or something. But yes, we talk about, everyone has talked about how well we have done, how happy we are as a regional voice. But if you see a game, the chances that we have created, it's all on mostly on dead ball. A penalty, a corner, and yesterday also we could have scored in corner. Other than that, we couldn't open. Of course, yesterday I think we counter-attack only one where we could have scored. But other than that, not a single game. So if you look at that, we still have a long way to go. But things, we talk about 2001, 2002 Indian playing well, but after that, for the last 20 years, we haven't done much. So if you look at that, this win is a good win, but we have to capitalize. We have to get better from here. We cannot just criticize them, but we just have to support them
so that Renedy bhai, in the near future, as in the 3 games, or get better in the years to come.
3 games में confidence wise, so when you lose 1-0 or when you win 2-1, confidence wise it will get better. But the movement of play, it's just not going to get better in 1 or 2 days. We won't be able to see big changes in that. But football, if you gain a little bit of confidence, that plays an important role. So we are not going to see all-out attack. Our team Mumbai FC will be defending for sure. For 90 minutes, we'll be going on counter-attack. We cannot go all out in open, as we know that. So we are not going to see that many changes. But a little bit of confidence-wise in the player, can change those little moments, and that's what we can hope for in future, in these coming 3 matches.
Like, we got 2 very well-respected coaches on the panel today, Renedy Singh and Richard Hood. Richard, whenever I hear of Lallianzuala Changte, or whenever I see him, in fact, right, I say, here's a guy with pace. Here's a guy with something special, because not too many players have that. And he's a lefty on top of that, add to that, right? But whenever I see him in the ISL, or I've seen him turn out for the national team, it's more, how do I put it, inconsistency than consistency. Harbadi, decision making, final ball, finished hona nahi hai, all of those things are lacking for him, or at least what you've seen up till now. In these 3 games, I've seen that boy grow, sir. If in the first game, there was no delivery in the box, yesterday Changte was one guy who was at least making deliveries in the box. He was taking responsibility. He's going in the center, he's playing out wide, he's making runs. You suppose this was a good tournament in that, I'm saying from an individual perspective, from someone like Changte. I know Apuya is the favorite for everyone because of the way he plays, and so we'll get to him. But what about Changte? Is this the coming of Changte, where he sort of grows up to be the Changte you want him to be?
We have to see. I mean, he was an addition midway through the season. I think he transferred in January. Uske baad the number of players and churn that they had, and to sort of incorporate him, because last year we saw that Mumbai FC on the Mumbai City FC, the wide areas, they had a lot of under Lobera it was a very different brand in wide areas. Abhi Changte ko kaise use karenge? Do they have the sort of legs to follow up pace? तो cohesion का बात करते हैं. So if at all the game is based around Changte on the wing that he's playing on, everybody else needs to be on the same book. So the syncing of the tactics based on his physical qualities, his technical qualities, what he gets to see. तो अभी जो हो रहा है, it cannot be that we are realizing him. मतलब अभी whatever we see, if Buckingham and the staff is working towards something, it is a result of certain things that they've done on the pitch. So if it's going to a plan and you're seeing these improved moments, and what is the end product, वो भी rate करना है. मतलब what was the defensive shape at the time? This Al Jazeera team, they had all 10 outfield players inside the half.
सब आगे बढ़ रहे थे.
मतलब इन लोग का इतना confidence है, सब अंदर पड़े थे. तो obviously he's going to get the space.
सर, ये सब बड़ी टीमें करती हैं इंडियन टीम्स के खिलाफ, मैं देख रहा हूँ.
हाँ, तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, अगर काउंटर अटैक होगा तो वाइट में ही जगह मिलने वाली है. By the time he gets there, he has time and space to deliver the ball. लेकिन ये ISL में इतना डेयरिंग क्या बोलेंगे, एग्रेसिव अटैकिंग पोजिशनिंग नहीं रहता है जैसा यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. और ISL में सब लोग को पता है कि ये तेज़ है, तो यूजुअली they pair him up against somebody with who can cope with him. तो here he got the time and space because मतलब full backs and just the 2 centre backs 5 yards inside the opponent's half. मतलब कल का जो shape था,
I know, it's like massive, yeah.
So it was easy to break up. But then again, that end product thing, maybe it would have occurred due to the organization that Jazeera had. तो ये 2 गेम पे तो नहीं, we can't say much about his future progression within the team. We have to see how that evolves over the off season also. Are they going to make new signings? कौन आने वाला है? तो मतलब this only we can tell after the post. I mean the ये post off season हो जाएगा, pre season, then the season starts. Durant में देखने मिलेगा, then we can judge how far along he has come in the squad.
Fair point. I just feel like Jaydeep sir, I feel here's a boy who can offer you so much. If he's used, I don't know if he's used the right way, the right. I think Richard made a very nice point. कि the way they were attacking, यहाँ पे सब इंडिया पे अटैक मार रहे हैं, 5-5 लोग आगे अपनी डिफेंस लाइन पे उनके खड़े हो रहे हैं, पूरे फुल बैक्स आगे जा रहे हैं और 2 बंदे पीछे, तो जो वाइड में जो बंदा है उसको स्पेस तो मिलना ही है. But I just feel he's been one of those bright sparks. Would you agree? From an Indian perspective, like Bipin Singh, not too much. Apuya, yes. Rahul Bheke to some extent, but Changte, I feel has been a real bright spark to watch in these 3 games that we've seen.
Yeah, whenever he's in flow, he looks very good to watch. Because I have been watching him from when he was in Delhi. He was in Delhi Dynamos, if you remember. He was in Delhi Dynamos at one point of time. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So from that, maybe there is maybe a little bit of problem in his decision making. That could be one of the reasons. But when he was in Delhi Dynamos, I personally thought that looking at him, because I was watching all their matches at the ground only because they were playing in Delhi at that time. So I was going to all their matches. So I thought he would mold himself into a better player within a year, but somehow it hasn't happened so far. We are still talking about a player that he could be a very fine player and could come up and all these things, which I thought it could have come little earlier. I thought, but he's still a very bright player. He's very good to watch. If you look at a spectator's point of view, there are certain players who look. See, you keep aside all the technical things. You look at things from a spectator's point of view. There are certain players who spectators like to watch because they are, whatever the reasons be, they are good.
Because when he's good, he's impacting the game. You see what he's bringing.
So Chante is one of them. At least I like to watch him.
Same here. Renedy bhai, I feel you think there's more to Changte because he's been around for a long time. So makes a very good point. Liverpool, फिर Pune, DSK, फिर आया ये Delhi Dynamos, all of that. But is there more?
Good speed, good dribbler. But where is the end product? Where is the decision making? How many assists that he has given? How many goals that he has scored so far? How many final passes he has given? He looks good. No doubt, when he can dribble 1-2, after dribbling 1-2, where is the pass? How many times he have assists? So these are the things that we have to see from Changte. No doubt, he's a player. He's a player who is good to watch. But after that, how many times you're going to dribble 1-2, and where are you giving the pass? So decision making, Dada has mentioned that. Richard has mentioned that decision making and final product for footballer. You don't have to look good. Either assist or a goal or defend. Top three. What Changte is doing? Dribbling 2-3.
Yeah.
And where? So these are decision making for him. If he can improve that, game management, if he can improve that, this guy will go far. But he's already, I think he's 23, 24. Yes. Or maybe 23. So he have to do it right now. Otherwise, time is very less for him. Yes, he can be. He looks like he can do it. I'm not saying that he can. He looks like, but it will be too late.
I'm just saying I saw something in Changte which I haven't seen in other games where I've seen him play in the past. I saw him taking a lot more responsibility. A lot more responsibility. Like the earlier Changte I used to see was like cut गलती कर दी कोई नहीं अरे ये क्या हो गया. यहाँ पे it was more like responsibility. अबे मैंने गलती कैसे कर दी? Now I can't do this गलती. So you carry on cut, and so you're kind of growing up or maturing. And I know that the age for an Indian footballer to grow up and maturing as opposed to what a normal footballer in Europe is doing the gap is much bigger. Richard can tell us about that. But Richard, what about Apuya, man? For me, he's been so good. In those tight spaces, when he gets the ball, he rarely loses it. And that's all courtesy the first touch and the body balance and the way you're shaping the body. Moves it, plays out the first pass very quickly. And that's his job. And I've rarely seen him making a missed pass, Richard, in these 3 games.
No, but I think mispass we have to look at from the perspective of where is he receiving the ball? Is it an area of high pressure? How are the opposition organized to stop him? Are they pressing him in those high zones? Matlab, he receives it. Most passes he's getting is either from the goalkeeper, centre backs, and full backs, where he goes and supports the play. Or if he doesn't have pressure on the ball, obviously far more chances of having successful passes. So I mean that's usually the domain of the defensive midfielder also. I mean that's a big start in terms of they secure a lot of good passes and things. But yeah, I mean if you're talking about one thing is very clear, he understands the position better than
Yes.
let's say out of all the Indian players operating there, he's probably the best player there on the ball. Picking it off, he follows the pass, has a good ability to scan all the time,
Because
checking in
Richard,
behind
that
and things.
position is you can't get too how do I put it? You can't get too emotional in that position ना कि मैंने ये कर लिया अब चलो आगे भाग जाता हूँ उनको help करने के लिए.
नहीं
That's
वही
the
बोल
kind
रहा
of
हूँ
position where you
मतलब
gotta stay put.
टेम्परामेंट का ज़रूरत रहता है तो and plus it suits these guys. I mean the way Mumbai City FC wants to play as well, where they play through the thirds, they don't really want to go directly from the defensive third to the final third and things. So matlab playing structurally, and he always looks for the pass. Matlab जब भी if at all a teammate is under trouble, he finds himself in space, picks it up and then distributes it quickly. So obviously I think what he did at Northeast United, now picking off and placing him in Mumbai City FC, they've seen those qualities and now it's really coming out. Matlab, this is the second season surrounded by good teammates. I think Mumbai City FC also has a lot of continuity in the squad. मतलब बहुत सारे players अंदर बाहर नहीं हुए हैं इस साल तो I think from there you get to structure and use his qualities in a successful manner और वो दिख रहा है अभी. I mean like but again most of these Middle Eastern teams aren't really pressing as such. मतलब जो aggressive I think again Shabab is the only one जो ऊपर जाके चढ़ रहा है but they're pressing in wide areas. मतलब once the ball goes to the fullbacks, then they start to swarm over there, and we find a lot of players in isolation, both the right back and left back as far as Mumbai City FC goes. तो उधर अपुया को support करने का chance भी नहीं है क्योंकि उधर 4v2, 4v3 बना देते हैं ये इनके players. तो I think yeah, that's where the major difference is. तो but yeah, domestic.
हाँ जी sorry please.
नहीं वही बोल रहा था domestic form carrying into Asian Champions League form. I think he's ticking boxes in both the leagues in terms of what he does the most. So consistency.
Like Renedy bhai, I agree as in what Richard is saying. His position is such कि more often than not you won't have pressure on you when you're receiving the ball and then you can make that pass. But I've seen in these three games at least because आप पे team चढ़ के इतना खेल रही है to attack. उन्होंने numbers इतने डाले हुए हैं यहाँ पे that as soon as they lose the ball, they're swarming around that area only, the defensive mid area, which is why I've seen him in a lot of times in these three games. Whenever he's receiving the ball, he's been under pressure. And by under pressure, he has someone behind him. He's not alone, but he's always come through. He's played that pass and he's moved the game. Job done.
Hello.
Haan ji, Renedy
Can you
bhai,
hear me?
haan.
Yeah, I think that's the most crowded. The position that he's playing, I think that's the most crowded place in the game of football, and he's receiving very, very well. I feel. Of course, he still have a long way to go, but the game that he is playing, the performance he's been showing, he's getting better each day, and he will only get better.
Future India captain?
I don't know about a captain. I don't really, captain is something, it's just an armband for me. Captain.
Renedy bhai, मेरे को इस लड़के में leadership qualities दिखती हैं, Renedy bhai. मैं उसने
it's a leadership quality by his game. The way he plays his game, that itself is, it shows that he has got a leadership quality. He don't lose many balls, and like Richard mentioned, the way he received the ball, in that crowded place, that's something, which I would like to see more Indians doing the same. Of course, every position is different, where Bipin is playing, where Changte is playing, but the confidence that he's showing, the maturity that he's showing, this is what we want from everyone else, especially Mehtab. Mehtab, I feel Beke playing in the middle, it's much more compact, better. I feel much better. Beke playing on the wing, I don't feel great. But yesterday, Ranawade got injured, and I was like, second match, if you see Beke playing in middle, it was much better game for me. But again, Mehtab is in again, so I would like to have the same confidence what our Mauya has got. If Mehtab can do the same, it will be better because they play from the back. And his position is one of the most important position.
जयदीप सर चर्चा तो चैट पे ये चल रही है कि बड़े देर से पेनल्टी नो पेनल्टी आप बताओ सर. मेरे को तो डाइव लगी सर, मेरे को लगा रेफरी ने सही पकड़ा है क्योंकि उसने बहुत दिखाया गिराने से. पेनल्टी नो पेनल्टी.
अब मुझे तो मतलब वो जो मॉरिस की जो बोल रहे हो ना,
मोरिसियो की, हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
मॉरिसियो की जो है, मुझे तो पेनल्टी लग ही रहा था।
लगी?
अब मैं लग रहा था, मुझे तो यहाँ बैठ के लग रहा था, रेफरी तो सामने था, रेफरी थॉट अदरवाइज, बट व्हाट कैन
हाँ।
आई डू अबाउट इट? इवन if it's a penalty as referee has not given it, well, nobody can do anything. दो चार गाली दे सकते हैं रेफरी को, इससे ज्यादा क्या कर सकते हैं? But I thought it was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. But
The other two people on our panel, do you think penalty? No penalty. Richard?
It is a penalty. If I have to say, it is a penalty. You cannot raise your hands, up there, and so for sure.
But Renedy bhai, I'm thinking from the referee's decision or his thinking, ki the way he went down, and he went down like in such a way, like as if already he's preempting ki wo marne aa raha hai. Probably the referee saw that, and which is why he's saying, bhai, you're looking for it. तू तो ढूंढ रहा है, इसलिए मैं नहीं दे रहा तेरे.
Hello, I think the internet is bad. I can't hear you clearly.
सही टाइम पे गया रेनेडी भाई. मैं रिचर्ड पे आज चले जाता हूँ. मैं कह रहा हूँ रिचर्ड, because the way he went down and everything, I'm guessing the ref thought कि brother, I think you're trying too hard to get a penalty. So even if the guy is giving you a push, I am assuming you've tried for it.
We had privilege of playback and 2-3 एंगल से एकदम सुपर स्लो स्पीड में देखा. रेफरी की आंखों के सामने जो भी अनफोल्ड हुआ, आई थिंक ही हैज टू मेक दैट स्प्लिट डिसीजन बेस्ड ऑन दैट, एंड नो वीआर नथिंग. तो ये डिबेट करना, पेनल्टी तो था, मतलब पीठ पे लगा एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. आई थिंक I don't think it was.
What are you saying, guys? So you're saying if penalty hota, you're saying they could have finished their first 3 games with a win, a draw, and a loss. Oof, could have been something else.
नहीं, पेनल्टी होता इसका मतलब कि हम सीधे गोल में मारते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
हम तो अज्यूम करते हैं, पेनल्टी तो गोल ही अज्यूम करते हैं हम.
नहीं भाई, और ऐसा नहीं है कि वो गोल खाने के बाद दूसरा टीम भी शांत बैठ जाएगा, मान लेगा कि ये स्टेटस है.
ठीक है, वो तो कोई बात नहीं. बट आई लाइक द मॉरिस गेम. आई लाइक्ड.
Yeah,
he was
good
making
player.
lot of impacts. That why he was not playing the first match, I don't know. There must be some reasons behind it. But from the time he has come to the team, he is making some impact. I like his game. He's a clever operator. Whatever he is, he's a very clever operator. Even if he was looking for a penalty and dived into it or whatever, he has at least managed to fool me, I would say, because I thought it's a penalty. So I don't know.
Mauricio is a good addition, sir. I'm just wondering if Igor Angulo comes in. Richard, does this really add to them? Because if Igor Angulo comes in, he probably gives you what Mauricio doesn't give you, is that he gives you that clinical finishing. And 2 चांस मिलेंगे तो एटलीस्ट वो एक को टारगेट पे तो मारेगा, टेस्ट तो करेगा गोलकीपर को. वो है वैसा प्लेयर.
नहीं, पर अभी विद मॉरिसियो देयर एटलीस्ट इज एंश्योरिंग काउंटर अटैक्स एंड ब्रेकअवेज आर मोर सक्सेसफुल. मतलब दूसरी टीम भी इतने बंदे आगे नहीं भेजे. एंड अंगुलो, आई मीन if you look at Mumbai City's attacks right now, मतलब most of the chances have come from defenders. मतलब strikers, midfielders, forward players ने इतना कुछ attacking play नहीं दिखाया. मतलब अगर बेके is responsible for the 1 goal and कल जो 2 chances गिरे थे, both I feel were intended crosses. That one जो I think one hit the frame as well. तो मतलब if you're relying on your chances on your defensive players, मतलब वहाँ से तुम्हारे chance creation आ रहे हैं, फिर स्ट्राइकर को ओपोनेंट ने अच्छी तरह कंट्रोल तो करके रखा है. मतलब आई थिंक जयदीप सर ऑल्सो मेंशन दैट, आई थिंक रेनेडी मेंशन कि सेट पीसेस के ऊपर जो डिपेंडेंसी है, एंड अंगुलो बॉल उधर तक पहुंचाना टू एंश्योर दैट ही इज अनमार्क्ड टू फाइंड द फाइनल पास टू हिज फीट. लाइक यू सेड, 1-2 चांसेस उधर तक गिरेंगे, इट विल मेक अ बिग डिफरेंस. बट अगेन यू हैव टू लुक एट द एंटायर स्टोरी. आई मीन मुंबई इज मैनेजिंग विथ लेस पोजेशन. मोस्ट ऑफ द पासेस आर बीइंग कंप्लीटेड इन एंड अराउंड द बॉक्स. मतलब ओपोनेंट के हाफ जाके इतना फुटबॉल नहीं खेल रहे हैं. And that works in the domestic league. लेकिन यहाँ पे Angulo space also is a bit of an issue. लेकिन ये offside traps ये सब जो तोड़ना है, then he is damn good on working off the line. But he needs to be in the box, get the ball in the box to do what he does best. So carrying the ball into counters, वो सब तो people negate of him. मतलब but I think Mauricio is the one who can be inside से. मतलब ball मिल गया पाँव पे 1v1 with a quick defender also, you will.
Or you could even think of playing Mauricio and Angulo together. But no, you're playing Brad Inman as the Asian quota. So Inman आ जाएगा as the Asian. हाँ, तो उनमें से एक ही खेलेगा basically. He'll have to take that tough call. If Angulo is fit, if Angulo is ready to play, ready for selection. Ready by fall वाला जो chance था, and I was wondering ये chance miss किया है उसने. उसने सही जंप मारा, सब कुछ कर लिया, टारगेट पे भी नहीं मारा. That was a golden chance for these guys. Renedy bhai, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello. Yes,
Renedy
because
bhai,
I
if you can
couldn't
hear
see it
me,
properly. किसका था?
मैं कह रहा हूँ फॉल का जो चांस था, जो हेडर, वो
Okay,
गोल्डन चांस
yeah.
था रेनेडी भाई. Should have at least put on a target. Target पे
Fall,
भी नहीं
I
लगा.
think that the target में तो of course, but fall से कैसा miss हो गया? I think that's a little surprising because fall ने वैसा वाला position में काफी goal score किया है. You know, if you see in most of the games in Indian Super League, जब वो गोवा में खेलता था, even when he played for Mumbai, he have scored many goals like that. लेकिन you know, luck is such that you know वो थोड़ा सा target का थोड़ा सा बाहर निकल गया. Otherwise, I think that should have been a goal, and it was a good chance. हम लोग बहुत ही कम ही चांस मिलता है वैसा, अगर टारगेट में रखता है तो इट वाज अ श्योर गोल. एंड वो भी फॉल he have scored many goals before from that position.
And cross came from Changte. So another good cross from him in that.
That was a corner. That was a corner, right? Yeah.
कॉर्नर लिया, फिर बॉल वापस आई और फिर उसने क्रॉस मारा.
Okay, वापस and Changte. Okay. Yeah, and I want Changte to do more of those kind of crosses, you know, again, so that we create more chance and we score. Yeah, that's the thing.
सर
उसका आगे
वैसे
भी एक उसने पास दिया था.
हाँ, आगे भी दिया था. हाँ जी, रेंडी. Boy is involved in the game. Like the earlier Changte, you would see he would disappear. Here he seems involved in the game. He seems involved throughout for large parts of the game. जयदीप सर, चैट पे बच्चे ये बात कर रहे हैं कि अगले सीजन से 6 फॉरनर हो जाएंगे. 6 फॉरनर हो जाएंगे तो फिर सिटी ग्रुप ले आएगा अपने टॉप 6 के बंदे, फॉरनर्स चला देंगे टीम. फिर एक विन क्या, फिर तो आप इमेजिन करोगे जी ग्रुप स्टेज, निकलो ग्रुप स्टेज से.
मतलब they will have to bring for only for AFC Champions League, you mean to say?
Yeah,
because इंडिया का रूल तो है नहीं ऐसा कुछ.
नहीं है.
तो हाँ ठीक है, फिर तो आप मर्सिनरीज ले आइए, खेलिए और जीतिए, उसमें क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? कोई बात नहीं, जैसे मर्जी खेलो. 6 क्यों 10
हो जाएगा वो भी.
हाँ,
हिस्टोरिक हो जाएगा.
that itself it will be a history कि एक इंडियन टीम में ज्यादा फॉरेनर है और लेस इंडियन है. That itself will be history. Don't worry. But as far as federation is concerned, federation so far has said they are not going to change the rule.
No,
they are
I
going
don't
to
think
stay. They are going to stick to the four foreigner rule only. That's what they have said so far. But I don't know what will happen, because if clubs and franchises start putting pressure, then what will happen? I have no idea. But अब 6 फॉरेनर लेके आगे जाके जीतेगा तो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Let them win.
बाकी सब बाकी टीम्स भी 6 फॉरेनर्स लाएगा ना. ऐसा नहीं है कि बाकी सब 4 के साथ ही बैठने वाले हैं. I mean, if we bring 6, they will also bring 6.
But भाई, if you see, बाकी सब टीम्स इतने फॉरेनर्स नहीं लेते. बाकी सब टीम्स इतने फॉरेनर्स कहाँ इस्तेमाल करते हैं भाई
जाते नहीं है. मतलब ईरान एंड इराक एंड स्टफ, दैट्स अ पॉलिटिकल कंडीशन आल्सो दैट डिस्करेजेस फॉरेनर्स फ्रॉम गोइंग देयर. लेकिन ये दुबई के क्लब, सऊदी क्लब्स, दे वोंट होल्ड बैक ना. मतलब
they have pressurized ना.
दुबई के क्लब का वो लोग 10 तो ला सकते हैं वो लोग कब.
10 4. ये
जो इनके जो मीटिंग हुआ था, उसमें सबसे ज्यादा प्रेशर तो यही क्लब्स डाले थे. यही कंट्रीज डाले थे. ईरान एक्चुअली वाज अगेंस्ट इट. जापान इज अगेंस्ट इट. they put pressure कि इसको 6 फॉरेनर करा दो, 8 फॉरेनर करा दो.
दादा, that's why they are playing a world cup. दादा, वो लोग अगेंस्ट कर रहे हैं बोल के, you know, all those आपने जितना नाम लिया है, जापान, ईरान, ये लोग ही वर्ल्ड कप जाएंगे. कोरिया.
यही है ना.
Can you understand why would you want 6 foreigners? You're saying the quality of the league is not as good, so let's recruit better players so that the Asian Champions League becomes a lot more viewer friendly kind of game. Because right now, truth be told, at least from an Indian perspective, सर अगर यहाँ पे मुंबई नहीं खेल रही होती तो मैं तो देख नहीं रहा होता. मैं नहीं देखता. I don't know how many people would watch it.
Even I wouldn't have watched it.
Yes, रेंडी भाई.
अगर ये अच्छा है कि हम लोग अपना लड़का लोग को मिलना चाहिए. whatever the game is, हम लोग मुंबई खेल रहा है, काफ़ी इंडियन लड़का लोग जो भी है, रीजनल हम लोग कर रहा है कि कोच चाहता है कि और अच्छा करे, लेकिन चांसेस तो मिल रहा है. इतना अगर 3 मैच इतना आगे मिले और चांसेस मिलने वाला है लड़का लोग को. अगर इसमें फॉरेनर को ला के खिलाएगा तो अपना प्लेयर कहाँ जाएगा. एंड दैट्स वाई अगर इफ यू सी जापान, कोरिया हो, ईरान हो, अपना खुद का कंट्री का कोच, अपना ज़्यादा प्लेयर को चांस मिलता है. एंड दैट्स वाई दे आर देयर वेयर दे शुड बी. अगर हम लोग 6 फॉरेनर लेके आएगा तो फिर हम लोग बच्चा कैसा निकलेगा फिर अपना. players
और
को
Yeah,
दूसरा एक
अगर
फैक्ट बोल
गेम
देता हूँ
टाइम नहीं
भाई,
मिलेगा तो वहीं का वहीं रहेगा.
but bhai, Richard, development and commercialism never go hand in hand, right? This is
हाँ
the 6 foreigners from a commercial point of view. How can we
नहीं
sell
तो
the league to more people?
एक स्टार्ट बोलना था. आई मीन लाइक राइट फ्रॉम 2000 टिल 2018 एएफसी चैंपियंस लीग में टीम्स दैट हैव बीन मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल, मतलब रन अवे विनर्स, मतलब रनर अप और ये चैंपियंस का जो स्पॉट पकड़ा है, विच आर दोस कंट्रीज? इट्स जापान, कोरिया, ईरान, सऊदी अरेबिया एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया. So there is a direct correlation between having success at AFC Champions League level and World Cup qualification. मतलब अगर ये 4+1 3+1 रूल जो चल रहा था अभी तक, वेयर ऑन बेसिस ऑन स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ योर लोकल टैलेंट, मतलब फील्ड पे 7 नेशनल प्लेयर्स को रहना है, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट इफ दे हैव अक्यूमुलेटेड द सक्सेस, तो ये हमारे क्लब्स के लिए भी एक वेकअप कॉल है कि ये करके वी इम्प्रूव आवर चांसेस इन नेशनल टीम फुटबॉल ऑल्सो, क्योंकि क्लब सक्सेस एट द कॉन्टिनेंटल लेवल इज डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द नेशनल टीम सक्सेस. मतलब देर आर नो टू वेज अबाउट इट, मतलब एविडेंस जो है अभी. एंड कोरिया हैज़ वन इट मोर देन एनी अदर कंट्री. मतलब कोरियन क्लब्स का जो सक्सेस है, एंड देव डन इट विद लीस्ट नंबर ऑफ फॉरनर्स एंड नो फॉरेन कोचेस. मतलब उनके जितने भी एएफसी चैंपियंस लीग टाइटल्स हैं, तो मतलब अभी थोड़ा फोकस इधर लेके आएंगे वापस. वॉट एवर इट इज, आई थिंक डायरेक्शन हैज़ टू बी इन, आई मीन द होल फोकस हैज़ टू बी इन द डायरेक्शन, सॉरी, कि मतलब अपने बंदों को सामने रखो, प्लेयर्स, कोचेस, रेफरीज. ये कब तक इंपोर्ट करके हम लोग वी कीप सेलिंग द ड्रीम ऑफ डेवलपमेंट एंड बेटर स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड व्हाट नॉट. कितना सीखने मिलने वाला है भाई. मतलब वॉट एवर पीपल से, वी नीड टू पुट दीज गाइज फ्रंट एंड सेंटर.
So that means forget that dream of competing, or should I say, forget that dream of trying to how do I say, dominate, enforce yourself in these games. It's just that 6 games I'm going for. I can try getting my 1 win. If I get
नहीं
my
भाई,
1 win,
पर
job done, na sir. Like Mumbai's job is done, sir. Irrespective of what might happen, they've achieved their target. एक
they
जीतना था,
declared
जीत
it,
गए.
they achieved it. हाँ.
हाँ. So I'm just saying, and I'll be there for a few more years then, I'm guessing, till you sort of find yourself and your club becomes better, your recruitment becomes better, your local players become. It'll be a while, because the gulf in difference between the teams, Richard,
Yeah,
irrespective
massive.
of the result, is massive. It's
Yeah.
huge.
नहीं, और अभी
You know,
ड्यूरिंग द बिफोर वी स्टार्टेड टेलिंग जयदीप सर अबाउट द होल पर्सिपोलिस टीम दैट केम हियर लास्ट ईयर, जो गोवा में ग्रुप स्टेजेस चल रहा था, और अभी तक मतलब उनके पूरे क्लब्स संभाल के रखे हैं, जस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिल्ड आउट प्ले. नॉट अ सिंगल फॉरनर ऑन द पिच, नॉट अ सिंगल फॉरनर ऑन द बेंच, स्टाफ एंड प्लेयर्स इंक्लूडेड. बेस्ट प्लेयर्स इन ईरान ऑलरेडी प्लेइंग इन यूरोप, एटलीस्ट 8-9 ऑफ द स्टार्टिंग 11 आर बेस्ड इन यूरोप ऑलरेडी. और वो लोग ने जो खेला, आई मीन इफ यू टॉकिंग अबाउट गुड अट्रैक्टिव फुटबॉल ऑन द फ्लोर, गोइंग थ्रू द थर्ड्स, कुछ लॉन्ग बॉल नहीं है, ग्रेट 1v1 स्किल्स, जो भी कंप्लीट पैकेज दिखना है, दैट्स अ ग्रेट एग्जांपल. वो लोग का कहाँ पे इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट जा रहा है, वेर एवर वी कीप सीइंग ना, कि ये करना चाहिए नेशनल टीम को सक्सेस करना. दे आर डूइंग द बेसिक्स प्रॉपर्ली, मतलब एट अक्रॉस द बोर्ड, यूथ लेवल पे बोल दो या वॉट एवर इट इज. ईरान इज डूइंग द सिंपल थिंग्स प्रॉपर्ली, कुछ ओवर द टॉप कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं कर रहे, एंड वी आर सीइंग द रिजल्ट. मतलब there's not been so much of show about it, but they are a great team. मतलब Persepolis जो आया था, and even Iran, मतलब during Constantine's time they came to Bangalore to play, तो उनको तो लाइव देखने मिला. इट्स अ वेरी डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ कंपटीशन. मतलब बॉल स्पीड देख लो, एथलेटिज्म देख लो, साइज देखो. इट्स अ टेरिफिक टीम टू वॉच, एटलीस्ट इन द एशियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट.
and that's that's work done over the years, right? Not years, like lots of years. It's a product of all that work that's been put in. तो हम बहुत दूर हैं जी वहाँ से. मैं तो इनफैक्ट पता नहीं क्या है, ये बच्चे सोच रहे हैं कि जी 6 फॉरनर आ जाएंगे तो जी पूरी गेम बदल जाएगी, अब देखना हम ये कर लेंगे वो कर लेंगे. नहीं कर पाएंगे भाई. बहुत
बाकी
मुश्किल
सभी
है.
लाएंगे ना, वही तो बात है. सब लोग बैठेंगे नहीं ना, उनको 6, इट विल बी 6 फॉरनर्स इन द ऑपोजिशन टीम आल्सो. सो इट्स नॉट दैट हमारे लिए ये रूल बदल रहा है. तो
Sir, Jaydeep sir, Mumbai's objectives met. So, irrespective of what happens now, objective met. You've done what you had asked for, or what you had declared to do, and so you, in a sense, you've gone one up on Goa. Goa gave you good moments, decent football. You've gone one up, and you've gone and won a game. Job done.
But did they say that this is their objective is to win at least
Yes,
one
yes.
game? Then
Yes,
it
the
is-
coach
then it
said.
is fine.
Coach said.
Coach
Coach
said. But once you win a match, you should think for winning another one, the next one. I think.
थोड़ा मुश्किल नहीं है सर.
नहीं, मुश्किल की बात नहीं है. मुश्किल तो ये मैच भी जीतना मुश्किल ही था. ये भी कौन सा जीतने के लिए, मतलब nobody was sure about it. But since they have won a match, they should try to win another match. That should be. And There is no point saying ki one up. I don't think one up on Goa because it's not a fight against Goa.
No, I'm
It's a,
saying from an Indian club perspective, कि Goa, if they give you this in the first time an Indian team played, the second time they've come, they've gone a step further by winning a game. That's all.
but Indian teams have done well in the Asian Championship. Like Bangalore have reached the final of the AFC Cup. East Bengal and Dempo have reached the semi-finals of the AFC Cup. They were also very good teams. But I don't think there is much difference between that way AFC Cup, AFC Champions League. इसमें glamour बहुत ज़्यादा है. The best clubs are coming. That way,
but the quality of team is very different in Champions League as opposed to AFC Cup. ये तो मतलब.
But when Bangalore played the AFC Cup final, which was shown on TV, I watched it. I found the team which played in the final. I don't remember the name. They played. They were a
यही था
very good
सर.
side.
Air Force team.
Air Force Air Force.
Same team.
There was a very good team. That was a very good team. Quality side that was. Just
लड़कों ने चैट पे लिख दिया है अल नसफ. मैंने कहा वो भूत वाला दिन है, वो भूत बना दिया था मोहन बगान का. वो थी टीम.
हाँ, और वो तो लोकल बॉयज का टीम है. अब देखो ना, वो जो लड़के, the boy who is 21 year old who scored a hat trick against Mohun Bagan, got Sandesh Jhingan almost dancing on the pitch, almost made. Later on I came to know one of the AFF people was only telling, one of the AFF members was only telling me that he met one of the Uzbek officials in one of the AFC meeting. He said वो तो बच्चे, उसका तो पेमेंट है $5,000 per month. $5,000 per month में वो नचा के छोड़ दिया हमारे प्लेयर्स को. मतलब I have nothing against our boys because they didn't play foreigners at all. They played only one foreigner.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ सर, इंडियन टीम को भूत बनाना, मतलब मैंने देखे हैं, पर बड़े टाइम बाद मैंने ऐसा किसी को भूत बनाते हुए देखा है. ओहो, दैट मैच वाज वॉच की आप कह रहे हो, ये अगर आप सपोर्टर मैं देख नहीं पाऊंगा. आई कांट वॉच.
वो तो वही टीम तो डेम्पो को 7 गोल दिया था या 8 गोल दिया था डेम्पो के ऊपर. याद नहीं है आपको? अगर मैं बता रहा हूँ, इवन दैट टीम had playing in AFC Challenge Cup, AFC Champions League today, they would have beaten even this Mumbai City hollow. If you look at their standard, I have nothing against Mumbai City. Mumbai City is a spirited side. They are playing well. Not that I am trying to bring them down, but that is a very fine team.
True.
So even in AFC Cup we get to see some very cool. And later on I came to know that which I found in the internet, that Nafas Ali was standing 5th in their league table.
They were 5th in the league. Yeah, Nasaf.
League table. So what will happen if Mohun Bagan had played, ATK Mohun Bagan had played the one of first to fourth one of them? What would have happened?
बस I think अब आप किसी भी फुटबॉल प्लेयर से बात करो ना, आप भूत बोलो, ओह नसफ, भूत बनाया था, बहुत गंदी तरह भूत बनाया था उन्होंने वहाँ पे. Gentlemen, Renedy Singh has dropped off the show because उनके इंटरनेट के कुछ issues हुए हैं. So I'm going to slowly start winding down the show now.
Half time में 5-0 था.
हाफ टाइम. सर मैंने बंद कर दिया 35 मिनट पे. मैंने कहा मैं नहीं देख सकता, और भूत बना दिया बहुत बुरी तरह. ये
मुझे तो इसीलिए देखना पड़ा क्योंकि आप लोगों का एक शो था, बोला था नहीं आने के लिए.
सिद्धांत के साथ.
So I had to watch it. I had no other option.
I'm going to start winding down the show. Richard, what does your gut tell you? Are we going to see a little more from Mumbai? Are we going to see us expecting a little more is expecting too much? What you expected is already done from this campaign, and now it's just a case of, sort of maintaining dignity.
Yeah, I think they'll continue doing their collective defending a bit deeper. मतलब I think by far सब टीमों में से हमारा डिफेंसिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो एटलीस्ट सबसे कड़क दिखा है in terms of maintaining those lines and attracting play, directing play and things. तो उसमें हम लोग and also I think if
हम इतना आगे भी नहीं जा रहे ना. हमारे फुल बैक पीछे बैठ रहे हैं मोस्टली.
हाँ, वही बोल रहा हूँ. तो वो ज़्यादा देखने मिलेगा. उसके अंदर whatever chances you create, whatever breakthroughs you get, whatever counters you get to make the most of, and of course set pieces. तो मेरे को लग रहा है उसी में ही we'll get the most number of future अगर whatever the remaining 3 games we get, it might be the same amount of chances, and if it better conversion rate, then it should show on the scoreboard. मतलब another 1-0, another narrow win or draw, वो देखने मिलेगा. But again, these guys also will set up against expecting Mumbai City FC to give in a similar organization. अभी एक बार खेले वो लोग, they'll also bring the counter tactics to cope with them. So I'm just saying maybe the games will be of a better pace now. Let's see.
Yeah, probably. I think everyone's sort of settled now. All four teams are settled. So I'm guessing, better pace and a lot more belief, at least from a Mumbai point of view. If I played out these 3 games, I would consider it a successful campaign so far. So that will give me belief to go out and at least, do better in this remaining 3 games. Sir, you want to add something before I say tata, bye?
If what can I say? All I can say that Mumbai FC so far has done a good job, but if I don't know whether they will be able to keep it up. I'll be looking forward to they keep up the same kind of year.
By keeping it up, you mean we could see a 4-0, 3-0, 5-0 types? Is that what you're saying? Because so far 1-0, a win, a 1-0 is going as per plan. Then you're sort of doing your job.
If they can pick up a couple of more points, I'll be very happy. Couple of more points means 2 draws. I'm talking about. If they can do it, because this win was very unexpected. At least
Yes.
I didn't foresee it. Frankly speaking, it's a pleasant surprise for me. So if they can pick up a couple of more points, that will be very. I think. See, we don't get much to celebrate about. Indian football's biggest problem is we don't get much to celebrate about. कभी-कभी छोटा-छोटा सक्सेस जो आता है, हम उसमें खुशी होता है हमको. We then see some, we see some hopes also ahead. Otherwise, what for we are here? If I know my team will lose, then I will slowly get out of it. Anybody, for why? All of you will die. So these are the small consolations for us, and I think a few more will come. That's what I expect to be.
छोटी-छोटी उपलब्धियों का सहारा लेके आदमी अपने घड़े को भरता है और पानी भर के वहाँ पे बूंद-बूंद से बनाता है वो वहाँ पे पूरा अपना. ठीक है जी, जयदीप सर, Richard, Renedy भाई, much love to all of you. Thank you so much for taking our time. A reminder, we will try coming after every Mumbai game. 3 more games to go, and hopefully personnel dependent. अगर हमारे सारे पर्सनल तैयार हैं तो हम लोग आ जाएंगे आपके सामने और बातचीत करेंगे. Hopefully we see something more from these 3 games. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. आप देख रहे थे 420 grams. Good night.